Harihi Om Kujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakam Vande Valmiki Kokilam Valmikir Munisimhasya Kavita Vanacharinaha Shrunvan Rama Kathanadam Konayati Parangatim Jayatyadibalo Ramaha Lakshmanascha Mahabalaha Raja Jayati Shugrivo Raghavena Abhipalitaha Dasoham Kosalendrasya Ramasya Klishtakarmanaha Hanuman Shatru Sainyanam Nihanta Marutatmajaha Na Ravana Sahasram Me Yuddhe Pratibalam Bhavet Shila Vistu Praharataha Padapaischa Sahasrashaha Ardhayitva Purim Lankam Abhivadya Chamaitilim Samurdharto Gamishyami Mishatam Sarvarakshasam Namasabhayai Shubhagritu Samvatsara Phalguni Mas Ramayana Katha Pravachana Sambram Adhya Vartamana Katha Prasangaha Purvakatha Sangrahascha Vidarshita Kubjaya Kaikeyi Paramadharunam Vachaha Uvacha Vidarshita Kubjaya Kaikeyi Paramadharunam Vachaha Uvacha. So far we have seen 3 sargas Kubja takes, that shows the breadth and the depth of convincing art. 3 sargas or adhyayas Kubja, according to Valmiki, Kubja takes to convince Kaikeyi. Then slowly she just got changed her mind, Vidarshita, in a negative way. Vidarshita Kubjaya Kaikeya. So she changed the mind in a different fashion, not in a dharmic fashion. So she just starts the drama. And the Ramayan actually begins in the 11th sarga of Ayodhya Kanda. That's where she asks for 2 boons. So why this happened? She asked for 2 boons. Until then, this Dasaratha king, who in an earlier episode or sarga, Valmiki once uses that he is a Raja Rishi, Sthita Prajnaha. But until then, he was fully consumed by lust. And if you are consumed by Kama, Krodha, Mada, Moha, Maschariyadi, Guna, Tamasa Guna, no wonder even the Lord's dynasty, Yadu dynasty, was vanished because of this kind of a lust. So, Vyasa Vakya. Tesham Maireya Dhoshena Vishamīkrita Chetasam Bhagavat Tisra Skanda. Tesham Maireya Dhoshena Vishamīkrita Chetasam Nimlochati Ravau Asit Venunamiva Mardhanam. So this is Tisra Sandato, 2 great Santaka Samvad. Pratham me Narada Ur Uddhava ka samvad, that's where it comes. So Uddhava tells to Vidura, Narada, Uddhava और Vidura के बीच में संवाद होता है, फिर मैत्रेय और विदुर के पास होता है. But पहले संवाद तो, that's where we understand we are all consumed by these laukika sharks, crocodiles. Tesham mayyera doshena, this kind of a lust. Mayyera doshena Vishamīkrita Chetasam. We lose our Shama and Dhamma. Vishamīkrita Chetasam Nimlochati Ravau Asit Venunamiva Mardhanam. So it's like this. Nimlochati Ravau. It's like the Venu, the 2 bamboo sticks have come and Mardhanam. It has done too much damage. Because why? These Yadukula people were so immersed with lust. If that's the case with that Kula in which Lord Krishna was born, where is Dasaratha? So Dasaratha was caught in this lust, in this moha, and he didn't know that this sarga, this is the instance where Valmiki and Tulsidas both pour out their hearts as poets. Lot of upama, because they are not convinced why this is happening. This is what has to happen because 11th Sarga is very much important. That is where this lady unleashed the two boons. And when those two boons come in, that's where Ramayana begins. But what is Ramayana going to say? Aha satyam hi param dharma, dharma vido jana. From this Sarga onwards, Valmiki pours out dharma, 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 dharma after dharma. This itself is one kind of a guide memoir. The Sargas 13, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 until Rama goes to Vanavasa. He pours out lot of dharma. Ahuhu satyam hi param dharma, dharma vido janaha, dharma vido janaha, ahuhu satyam hi eva param dharma. So this is what is happening. To establish, this is again in Valmiki shloka, to establish satyam hi param dharma, this Ramachandra Murthy is going to do krida. He is doing this krida. So what is this? He's going to do krida and he is showing to us, we are all Pashus. I don't know about this satsang, I am Pashu. But Rama he distinguishes himself that he is, even though he is a Manushya, he is a Devata. Ahara nidra bhaya maitunam cha samamyam etat pashubhihi naranam dharmo hi tesham adhiko vishesha dharmo hi tesham adhiko vishesha dharma dharmena hinaha dharmena hinaha pashubhihi samaha. So this is Sushtu Vachakam. Dharmo hi tesham adhiko vishesha adhiko naranam. Either way you can take. So dharma is what distinguishes us from animals. All that we have in common with animals and us, that's what. But Dasaratha was not able to control his senses, so he became a Pashu. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maitunam cha Samanyam Yetat Pashubhihi Naranam. Pashubhihi Naranam Yetat Samanyam, these four things. Everybody eats. Animal eat, we eat. We sleep, animal sleep. We get consumed by Bhaya and inconfidence and whatever it is. And then we all do what we have to do the Vriddhi, Samsara Vriddhi, Maitunam. But what is that distinguishes us from Pashu is Dharma. Dharma mane art of living, way of living. Dharmo hi tesham adhikaha visheshaha. What is the thing that is the fifth thing which is very important, which is not found in animals? Is basically following Dharma. If you don't follow Dharma, dharmena hinaha. If you are lack of Dharma, then Pashubhihi, Naranam Pashubhihi eva samam. So that is what Dasaratha did. So what is this is, then Purvakata Sangrahascha. So what is happening? Here we should go back to Raghuvamsham. It is an Ayodhya in a Vasantakal, in a Sukla Paksha, and on a Punarvasu Tithi. In that day, the rain pours. Indra pours too much. It's a kind of a thing which Kalidasa creates himself to say what is happening in this instance in Ramayan. Beautiful. That I told you, this aspect of Ramayan, where a Ramayan actually begins, whether you take Valmiki, whether you take Tulsidas, whether you take Kalidas, they have poured out their hearts because they could not bear as a Samanya Purusha why this is happening. Even though there is a Deva Rahasyam, they were not, when they were writing, they were not able to think, can this happen? Can this come from this Kaikeyi? So they were taking their poetic character and then pouring out. So this is what Kalidasa does, a Kalpana. In Ayodhya, the rain pours. The god of rain is Indra. And then when the rain pours, and then there are some holes in the ground, bhila. From one bhila, the rain pours by Indra. Indra is the devata for rain, Varsha. And in that hole, there were two snakes sleeping. When this Indra's rain fell on one hole where there are two snakes sleeping, the snakes got awakened and then they came to do their mischiefs. Likewise, Dasaratha is compared to Indra. Dasaratha unknowing because palinyo na voshadayaha. So the parjanyo varshat. the Ved Bhag in Aswamedha Prashna says, without Palinyo na, the rain doesn't expect any reward. The rain doesn't expect any outcome. All it does is, without expecting any results, it simply pours. Palinyo na, Parjanyo. It is not expecting, Parjanya Devata is not expecting any pala. He is doing his duty. Likewise, this Dasaratha poured 2 varas to Kaikeyi yonder, not expecting anything, not expecting this kind of a drama. Beautiful thing. Tasya abhisheka sambharam kalpitam krura nischaya dhushaya masa Kaikeyi shokena parthivaha ashrubihi. Kalidasa says beautiful. We all think that this Ramayan happened because of the vara, 2 boons asked by Kaikeyi, which are compared to 2 snakes. Until that time, until that fine evening, on this Vasanta Rutu, on a Punarvasu day, these were like 2 snakes simply sleeping in the good hands of Dasaratha. Because he gave it, but Kaikeyi did not get it. Then on that day, the downpour happened. The downpour is compared to Kaikeyi's Krodh. When it came, when it happened, these 2 snakes awakened. Sa kila aswasita chandi. So Kalidasa was very angry. He calls Kaikeyi Chandi. One of the furious way of addressing Kaikeyi. So far, Kuni addressed as Muda Buddhe. Then he says, Hey Paramadharuni. Whereas Dasaratha addressed Paramadharuni. Whereas look, Kalidasa says, Sa kila aswasita chandi. She is Chandi. Chandi mane, lady with great evilness, anger. Bharta tat samshrutau varau, samshrutau varau. What did I say? These 2 snakes were sleeping comfortably. Samshrutau, that means given comfortably. Varau. Udvaham, udvavam, Indra sikta. Udvavam, Indra sikta. Udvavam means, Indra sikta means wetted by Indra. So as if the rain came because of Indra, he wets the land. Udvavama Indra sikta bhumi bhuhu bhilam abhilam agna iva uragau. Beautiful. Udvavama Indra sikta. Until then, when the rain did not happen, Indra sikta bhumi. Beautiful. So likewise, the Indra comes and pours rain. Dasaratha also poured the rain of Vara, and it was sleeping like the 2 snakes were sleeping. But on that day, Udvavam, it came out. Kyau, Magna iva uragau. These 2 snakes were sleeping. These 2 came to hit Dasaratha himself. Tayo chaturdashe tashuddasha ekena Ramam pravrajayas samaha dvitiyena sutai sutaha ichait. So, dvitiyena sutaihi chad. So, vaidhaivyaika phalam, beautiful. So, there is a difference here. Valmiki and Tulsidas says the first vara, what Kaikeyi asked is to make her son the Yavvaraja. But Kalidasa changes because he is a dramatic Kavi. What is going to get Ramayan is not that Bharata is going to rule, because Dasaratha himself says, I don't worry Kaikeyi, I will give this land to Bharata, but please don't let Rama go. That was the reason Ramayan happened, to send Rama to the forest. That's the thing Kalidasa catches. So that's where slightly difference. Tayo chaturdasha ekena Ramam pravrajya sama. Chaturdashas ekena varau. Out of the 2 varaus, the first varau was Chaturdasha samaha, 14 years. Ramam pravrajayaha, he has to be sent out. Pravraja means moved out. Dvitiyena sutaihi ichat. Dvitiyena sutaihi ichat. Beautiful. Look at Kalidasa. The second vara, openly Valmiki and Tulsidas says, give the Rajya to Bharata. Whereas what Kalidasa says, Dvitiyena Bharataihi ichat. She asked for the reason of Bharata, and Kalidasa says, don't think Bharata got the land. He didn't get it. Rama didn't get it for 14 years. What was the outcome? Kaikeyi became a Vidhava. Isn't it a great Kavi? So if you do adharmik, you are going to get the phala that is not going to do good. See how he changed. Dvitiyena sutaihi eichat. She asked for the reason of Suta, Bharata. Kya? Vaidaivaika phalam, vidava phal, vaidavyam eka phalam shriyam. What the wealth Kaikeyi got is becoming a widow. So why? Because she did it in adharmik way, beautiful way, Raghuvamsa. Tayos chaturdasha ekena ramam pravrajayas sama. Dvitiyena sutaischichat vaidavyaika phalam shriyam. So everybody said it is going to be Bharata ruling, Bharata didn't rule. So what happened? All these three queens became widow. That was the pal, instantaneous pal what these two Vara gave. Because first Vara according to Kalidasa was apalitam. Bharata never ruled, Paduka ruled. But what was the phala? What a great poet he is. So what was the fruit? The fruit of that action was making these queens widow. And to let dharma go away. Rama is compared to dharma. We saw that three times Valmiki quotes Dasaratha saying that he took shapath on Rama. 3 times Valmiki insists. The first shapath he has on Rama, second shapath he has on Rama, third shapath he has on Rama, and then only fourth shapath he is taking on the righteousness or dharma. So, out of the two, beautiful. So, Kalidasa changes a little bit here. So, first Vara is to make Rama Adhyayeva. In the Pratakal mein, I have to see her go. All the Kavis agree on that. So, on the Pushya Nakshatra din Prathamam, the first sight Kaikeyi wants to see is to Chira Ajina Dharinaha, to see Rama wearing, there is no, until this point, there is no mention on Sita and Lakshmana going. So it is only Rama, separate him, isolate him. So, but all this happened. But what didn't happen? Kaikeyi's expectation was to make Bharata the crown prince. That did not happen. What was the fruit of that action? The fruit of that evil action was again Amangala Vishaya, that these three queens became widows. Kalidasa was the one to capture it. Upama Kalidasa. So he says 2 snakes were sleeping in the hole. Bhila. We have to take it as a whole. Bila means it is basically gufa, cave. But here we have to take it as a whole. So Indra Siktaha. Sikta means to make it wet. Because of Indra, the ground got wet. And that wetness induced these 2 snakes to come out and hit. So likewise, these 2 Vara has hit Dasaratha, has hit Kaikeyi as well, because Kaikeyi did not get both of her wishes fulfilled. Like the snake comes, you don't feed the snake, they say. Paluk pambu varkade, in Tamil they say. So it came and hit. Dasaratha, he lost his life. Ayodhya lost a great king. 14 years shokam. Right? So that's what it is. So Purva Katha mein itna one sloka by Kalidasa captures everything. And he is the one who says, hey, all this time people are telling that Kaikeyi got her wishes fulfilled. No. She got a big thing happening to her that she became a vidava. Vaidaiveka phalam shriyam. That is the wealth she got. What the wealth she got was to become the widow. What a beautiful. So that is Ichwakunam kule devi samprapta sumahanayam anayo naya sampanne yatrate vrikrita. So she asked 2 boons. Then by hearing the first boon itself, it didn't make Dasaratha sad. First boon, according to Valmiki and Tulsidas, was just give the land to Bharata. But when she said that, Adhyayeva, immediately you have to send Rama. So if you look at the literature carefully, 3 times before he becoming permanently Murcha, 3 times this Dasaratha gets into a state of trance. The first time, when he heard these 2 boons and the second boon that Rama has to go away, Muhurtam ekam, that means he was speechless for 48 minutes. There are 30 muhurta in a day, so it should be 48 minutes. For 48 minutes, he was just sitting still. He didn't do anything. Then he slowly got his senses. And then he wanted to talk again. There, Chiramurcha, Chirakala. When he started again talking, he just fell unconscious again for a long duration. Pratham May, it was only one muhurta, 48 minutes. Then he got his senses back, he strengthened himself and wanted to face Kaikeyi and ask. Then he could not. He fell again morcha for a long duration. That much was the affection he had for Rama, because Rama is nothing but dharma. It's a walking embodiment of dharma. Then he asked question. Ichvakunam kule devi sampraptaha sumahanayam anayoho. Anayo means distress. Anayoho naya sampanne yatrate vikrita. What has happened to your mind that you are bringing this much distress to Ichvaku kula? Then he asked after a long duration of morcha. Ichvakunam kule devi samprapta hanayaha samprapta Ichvaku kulanam. That is because you are twisted. Are you twisted? Then Sama. So he now got the action, he has to do reaction. So he is a Raja. Until then, he lost all his dharmic senses, which were consumed by lust. Once the name of Rama was invoked, and then he knew that he is going to let Rama go. He is in his autumn years, autumn chana. Then he got his senses and he is doing what a Raja should do, dharmic. Sama, dhana, bed, dand. So he is doing sama. So then he is starting to console Kaikeyi. Visalakshi, Bhiru, lady, Visalakshi, why are you doing this? What happened to you? Nahi kimchite uktam, nahi kimchite uyuktam va, vipriyam va, puraha mama, akarostvam Visalakshi, tena na sraddhadamyaham. Visalakshi, did I do something wrong? Nahi kinchite ayuktam va, vipriyam va pura mama. Was there anything done wrong? Vipriyam pura mama. I am not remembering it. Hey Visalakshi, even now nothing has happened. Please change your mind. Sama. Hey Visalakshi, sraddhadamyaham. Na sraddhadamyaham. Sraddhada means remember. Sraddhaya, sraddha means to remember. I am not remembering. What is the Nanu te ragavastulyo bharatena mahatmana bahusho hisma bale. See, I said he is again getting his composure and trying to please Kaikeyi with a goal of not letting Rama go. He didn't care about giving the land to Bharata. So he says, Visalakshi. Then he says, hey, sweet young lady, Bhale, Bagusho Hisma Bhale, Tvam Katayase, Mama, hey, now you remember. You told me to remember the vows. Now I am asking you to remember. Nanute Ragavastulyo Bharate. Kaikeyi, you have told many times, Bagusho hisma bale tvam katayase. You have told Baguso many times. You have told that you don't distinguish Bharata and Rama. Then Vikrita, why did you get this Vikrita mama, Vikrita mati? What happened? What kim karanena Vikrita mati agatam? What was the reason that this Vikriti mati came to you? So Sam, that is the reason, that is the way Dasaratha governed before. All that time he had the lust, but that lust was quenched. When he comes to Kaikeyi, Kaikeyi used to please him. Then that lust was quenched. So he became a dharmic the other day. But in this time, Valmiki clearly says he could not see Kaikeyi, which was not the Nam. So he got disturbed. So the lust was not quenched. When the lust was not quenched, adharma comes. Sam sarasa saha madana beda danda chatura. Tyagaraja puts it beautifully in Raga Kapinarayani. Sarasa samadana bhed. Rama did it. So what did Rama did? So Rama did Sarasa. When he wants to conquer Ravana, what did he do? He did Sarasa. He sent Maruti, he sent Angada, he sent many charanas to please Ravana. That didn't happen. Then he started dividing his own brothers. First he divided Vibhishana, then Kumbhakarna also realized what is going to be Ram. Beda, Dhan. He gave the entire Sri Lanka to Vibhishana and then tells to Vibhishana that Yadiva Ravana Swayam, if Ravana changes its mind and comes, I am going to give my own Ayodhya to him. Dhan, Sama, Dhan, Beda, Danda. Then eventually, on the end of the 10th day of war, he killed him. Sarasa, Saha, Madana. The same thing Dasaratha practices. these two sargas, many upanyasas we can do. Okay. Sarasa saha madana beda danda chatura sati deva mevaro brovave. Is there anybody equal to you, hey Rama, who can practice sarasa sama dana beda danda? Sarasa sama, that means pleasing, then dana beda danda, which you got from your father when he was going to die, when he was going to go to moksha with the blessing of Rama. He did this, so which Valmiki is going to say. Now we will see some slokas where he is consoling Kaikeyi again to express that sama lakshana. Then tasya dharmatmano devi vanavasam yashasvinah katam rochayase bhiru. See, 3 slokas. 3, it's a pouring of Sanskrit literature. You know, that kind of a... First he says Visalakshi, then he says Bale, then he says Bhiru. Bhiru means a timid but determined lady. Katam rochayase Bhiru nava varshani panchas. How did you conceive that he has to go Katam rochayase? Why did you desire? Katam rochayase Bhiru nava varshani panchasa. Atyanta sukumarasya tasya dharme dhritatmana. He only knows, he is Sukumara, but he only knows to hold on to dharma. Atyanta sukumarasya tasya dharme dhritatmana katam rochayase vasam aranye mrudu brushadarune. Then he says, oh, brushadarune. 3 times I consoled Kaikeyi, it didn't change. Then his anger comes. He is trying to dip. Now the Valmiki indicates that he is Dasaratha is going to create Beda. Then he will say, don't worry, you are asking for on behalf of Bharata. I very well know, ye Brishadharuni. I know Bharata is going to give the land back to Rama and he is going to ask Rama to come back. So it is known as Beda. He is creating Beda between Kaikeyi and Bharata. Isn't it? Ayodhya Ganda is a Dharma Kanda. Look at it. So, Atyanta Sukumarasya Tasya Dharme Dhritatmane Katam Rochayase Vasam Aranye Vasam Brishadharune Rochayasya Bhiramasya Ramasya Shubhalochane Tava Susrunayamasya Kimartam Vipravasanam. He is going to do great service to you. Don't you understand? Why are you doing? Rochayasya Abhiramasya Ramasya Shubhalochane Tava Susrusha Manasya Kimartam Vipravasanam Ramo hi Bharatat Bhuyas Tava Sushrushate Sada. Don't you understand? Rama and Bharata are one and the same. They are going to do Sushrusha. So he is doing Beda. Don't think your son will listen to you. Ramo hi Bharatat Bhuya Stava Susrushate Sada Visesham Tvai Tasmatu Bharatasya Na Lakshaye. So don't think that Bharata is going to listen to you. Bharata is not the thing. He is only going to listen to his brata. Sushrushanam gauravam chaiva pramanam vachana kriyam kaste bhuyastaram kuryat anyatra manujarshabha. There is nobody who is as good as Rama, Manujarshabha, like a tiger. He is tiger among men. There is nobody. He is only going to take care of you. Sushrushanam gauravam. With respect. Pramanam vachana, even when he speaks, he is going to be so subdued. Pramanam vachana kriyam kaste bhuyastaram. Bhuyastaram. What happened to you? Bhuyastaram. Comparative. Kuryat anyatra manujarshabhat bahunam Sri Sahasranam bahunam cha upajivanam parivado apavarivado va raghavo na upapadyate. Don't you understand? The whole world is crying Ram, Ram, Ram. Bahunam Sri Sahasranam bahunam cha upajivinam. All the people who are servants. Upajivinam. That means who serve you. Okay. Bahunam Sri Sahasranam bahunam cha upajivanam parivado apavado va. There is no parivadam, there is no apavada. Raghave na upapadyate. Nothing has touched Rama. Santvayan sarvabhutani Ramaha shuddhena chetasa ghrannati manujavyagraha priyaihi vishayavasinaha. Beautiful. He is going to tell, you don't understand Rama. Rama is a walking embodiment of Dharma. Beautiful phrase here. Satyena lokan jayati. This has to be H. Valmiki says about Rama, but that also holds good for everybody. Satyena lokan jayati. You can only conquer the world if you are true. You may tell lies and get benefit, but it will come to catch you. What goes around comes around. Satyena lokan jayati. This is where it comes. Beautiful phrase. Parivado apavado vo raghavena upapadyate santvayan sarva bhutani. He is very soft in talking. He is very sant. Shant manase hai, shant vachas. Shantvayan sarva bhutani ramaha shuddhena cheta. He is shuddha chetas. Not only kriya mein he shuddha chetas. Grinnati manuja vyagraha priyahi vishavasinaha. He has attracted the people. Grinnati manuja vyagraha ramaha. Grinnati priyahi, with affection he has held the entire state of Ayodhya. Vishavasinaha. Satyena lokan jayati dhinan danena raghava gurun sushrushaya viraha danusha yadishastravan. Beautiful. Satyena lokan jayati. You have to conquer the world only with Satya. That Rama does. Dhinane danena raghava. With dhan. For those who are in needy. Dhinane dainyena jivanam vina. We should live without dainyena jivanam. But Rama gives plenty. He takes care of poor. Dhinane. How does he do? Dhanena. Raghavaha gurun sushrushaya. He takes care of elders. Gurun mane, you have to take it as not only the teacher, elders. Gurun susrushaya. Then what does he do? If there are enemies, he is going to use his valor. Viro dhanusha yudhi in war, in battle. Viro dhanusha yudhi shatravan. In terms with, when he is dealing with the enemies, that is its last resort. He is going to use his valor. So he is great. Understand now. Please understand who is Rama. He is a walking embodiment of Dharma. Ramo vigrahavan dharma sadhu satya parakrama raja sarvasya lokasya devanam vasavo iva. Beautiful, I told you. Ayodhya Kanda Dharma. Then in Aranya Kanda also he preaches Dharma, Dharma, Dharma. So, Ramo vigrahavan dharma sadhu satya parakrama Raja Sarvasya Lokas. How did he become the Raja for everybody? That Valmiki gives here. So what did he do? He had held the entire people. He had held the people with his Priyahi. So he had held people with Priya. Raja Sarvasya Lokasya Devanam Vasavo Yata. Then what are the guna? See, Rama has this many characters. Hey, Kaikeyi. What did we say? Ramayan is a Bhakti Grantha. If it is Bhakti Grantha, we have to sing the praise of Lord. So we have to sing the praise of Lord. Wherever possible, Valmiki infuses. It is father praising the son. Such a beautiful. What is Rama? Rama is nothing but Satyam. Satyam dhanam para tapaha tyagaha ritaha shaucham arjavam. Qualities of Rama. Satyam dhanam tapas tyago with rita shaucham arjavam vidyacha guru sushrusha dhruvani yetani raga. What is Raghava? Raghava is not man walking with flesh and bone. Dhruvani yetani. These are set in stone. Dhruva. These are set in stone in Rama. Satyam dhanam tapas tyago rita shaucham arjavam. Arjavam means true to the fullest extent. Arjava. So Satyam. Satyam means he is eternal. If you talk in terms of Vedanta, this says Rama is eternal. Satyam, dhanam, he gives dhanam. Tapaha, tapaha means Krishna says what is Vangmayam. You have to be first and foremost sweet and good in talking. Which Sulabha Purusho Rajaha. We'll see that when Maricha says beautiful. In 37th chapter in Aranyakanda, such a blessing. He says Sulabha Purushaha Rajan Priyavadinaha. You get people who will talk Priyavad, but you will be very difficult to get who talks Priyavadina in having good wishes on you. Can you believe? Maricha says this in the 37th Sarga, and then he gives up. Okay, I am indebted to you like Karna indebted to Duryodhana. I'll do whatever you say. It's better to be driven into the ocean by Rama than to be your servant. Okay, Sulabha Purushaha Rajan. Sulabha Purushan Rajan Priyavadina. Same thing here. He says you should talk in a sweet voice without affecting others. That is known as tapaha. Satyam dhanam tapastyago ruta shaucham arjavam vidyacha guru sushrusha dhruvani yetani raghavaha tasmin na arjava sampanne devi deva upamekatam. He is like a devata. Devi deva upamekatam. Wow, what mind you had to send that devata to forest? Papam. This is papam for us. Papam ashamsase rame maharshi maharshi samatejasi. He is like a devata. He is like Maharshi. Don't do this. Hey Kaikeyi, don't do this. Don't get this Ichwaku Kula into trouble. See, he is convincing even then. Nasmarami apriyam vakyam lokasya priyavadina sakatam tvatkrite ramam vakshyami priyam. What this many qualities he has? What has he done that you are telling this? Sakatam tvatkrite ramam vakshyami priyam apriyam. Why are you talking for that guy who is loved and in affection by everybody? What makes you to talk this bad? So what has he done? Hey Kaikeyi, Kshama yasmin dhamastyagaha satyam dharma kritagnyata api ahimsa cha bhutanam tvam rute ka gatirmama. So these are all gone. Then he says, he is not just a man walking. He is not my son. He is my dharma. Kshama yasmin dhamma tyagaha satyam dharma kritagnyata api ahimsa cha bhutanam tam rute ka gatirmata. When he goes, ka gatirmama, what will happen to me? I will be losing him because he is dharma. When dharma goes away, gone. Mama vridhyasya Kaikeyi gatantasya tapasvinah dheenam lalapyamanasya karunyam kartumarhasi. Lowest point of Dasaratha. Oh lady, I am old. Can you believe Dasaratha? Uska to itna parakram hai. He just falls at the feet. Imagine how Valmiki would have felt scribing this. Mama vridhyasya, I am old. Kaikeyi gatantasya tapasvinah. I am on my gata, on my last way of life. Gata antasya. Tapasvinah, I should have been gone to forest. Vidura convinced eventually Dhritarashtra to go to forest, saying that is what you should do. But nobody convinced Dasaratha to do. So gatantasya tapasvinah deenam. I am at your mercy. I am just swinging like this at your mercy. Lalapyamanasya karyo. Please show your compassion. Karunyam kartumarhasi. Please do it. Please do it. Then he falls at his feet. Prithivyaam sagarantayam yatkinchiti adhigamyate tatsarvam. Then sama. Now he says dana. Hey, the world is fully surrounded by ocean, which is ruled by me. Prithivyaam sagarantayam yatkinchiti. Whatever is in this land surrounded by ocean, adhigamyate, whatever you will get from this land, tatsarvam tavadasyami machatvam manyura viveshati. Don't get conquered by anger and do this. I'll give you everything. Sama, he had done it. Now he is doing dana. Then the dana is, he gave his self-respect. The worst dana you could do is to give your self-respect. Anjalim kurmi Kaikeyi padau chapi sprushami. Lowest point. Anjalim kurmi Kaikeyi. You could surrender if it is for good thing. He is going to surrender to let dharma go away from Ayodhya. And then the worst thing he says, let Rama take refuge in you. Sharanam bhava Ramasya Sharanam bhava. Hey Kaikeyi, you be the refuge of Rama. That itself is adharma. So he is not winning his case because the arguments are not good. Weak arguments. Can you see Rama to be at the refuge of Kaikeyi? Who is Rama? Sarvaloka Sharanyaya Raghavaya Mahatmane Nivedaya Tamam Shipram Vibhishanam Upasti. What a beautiful phrase in Yuddhakanda. Sarvaloka Sharan. He is the refuge for the entire world. Whereas here he says Ramasya Charanam Bhava. He says Rama will be at your feet. Sharanam Bhava Ramasya ma adharmo ma mihas prushet. Let adharma not touch us. To make adharma not touch Ichwakukula, I am going to my weakest point in life, taking refuge in you. I will also tell Rama to take refuge in you. Anjalim kurmi Kaikeyi padau chapi sprishamite sharanam bhava Ramasya ma adharmo maam ihas prushet iti dukkha visantaptam vilapantam achetanam. Third time he becomes achetanam, unconscious. So he was unconscious for a muhurta. Then he got up, he couldn't talk. Chirakala murjitva. So chirakalam. Then he started convincing, he knows he is going to not win, then he also fell unconscious. Iti dukkha abhisantaptam, he was fully covered by dukkha abhisantaptam, vilapantam achetanam gurmanam maharajam shokena samabhiluptam, he was fully surrounded by distress. Param shokar navasyashu prartayantum punah punah, he started praying for it punah punah. Prachuvacha atha Kaikeyi raudrataram vacha, then Kaikeyi is not going to heal. Raudrataram vacha. Then he says, if you are going to say you are a Raja, beautiful, she gives two this Tulsidas also brings it. So Kaikeyi quotes two things. You say you are coming from Ichwaku Kula. Do you know there was a king in your Kula called Shibhi? Raja of Shibhi. Swamamsam datte. He gave Swamamsam to take the evil eyes of a hawk or a falcon from the quail. He gave his Swamamsam. You are from that thing, Shibhi Chakravarti. Then why are you lying and sitting on a Dharma throne? Then he also takes, there was a Raja Rishi. You claim to be Raja Rishi. Then Valmiki also uses, you claim to be a Raja Rishi, then did you not know a Raja Rishi called Alarka? The Alarka, he gave his Dwau Akshani. He gave 2 Akshani to a Brahmin, to a person needing, put it that way. So you are coming from such a dynasty, now you are going to backtrack on your vows? Watch yourself. So yadi datva varau rajan punah pratyanutapyase means you are going to think back, take back. You can say dharmiktvam khatam. You claim to be dharmik raja. How can it be dharmik? Dharmikatvam khatam veera pritivyam katayishyasi. Then how will you even talk to people who are other rajas? So she is putting her argument. Dharmikatvam khatam. Hey veera. Then you want to talk Veeraha Pritivyam Katayishyasi. Then how can people say you are a Dharmik Raj? Veeras, how will Veera say? Yada Sameta Bahaswastaya Rajarshayassaha. Then when you are in talking with Rajarshi like Vasishta, how will you face them? Katayishyanti Dharmagyaha Tatra Kim Prativakshasi. When they are talking about Dharma, how are you going to even face you? What a beautiful sarga. Katayishyanti Dharmagyaha Tatra Kim Prativakshasi. What will you say to them? So yada sameta, in a guru gathering like this, yasyaha prasade jivami ya chamam abhyapalayate tasyaha kritam maya mitya kaikeya iti vakshasi. So can you say that I have given this to Kaikeyi because Kaikeyi was a stupid man. Kaikeyi was the one who gave you to live in the world. Yasyaha prasade. It was only the prasada, gift of Kaikeyi, jivami. You are living. Don't you understand that? It's only because of me you are living. Then how are you going to take back? Kilbisham narendranam karishyasi naradipa. This is kilmisha. This is wicked cheating. Ye Raja, this is wicked cheating. Kilbisham narendranam karishyasi naradipa. Yo dhatva varam adyaiva punaranyai bhashas. Yo dhatva varam. You are given the vara today. You have to fulfill it. You have to fulfill it. And beautifully, Shevyaha Shena Kapotiya Swamamsam Pakshite. That's beautiful. Shaibhyaha means Shibi. Shaibhyaha means the king of Shibi Desa. So we call him as a Shibi Chakravarti. Shaibhyaha Shena Kapotiya. Shena Kapotiya. Kapotiya means we can take small bird. And Kapota Pakshi. Shnenaha means vulture. Shnenaha Kapotiya Swamamsam Pakshite Dadau. Arlakas Chakshushi Datva Jagahama Gadimuttamam. 2 stories Valmiki tells. Alarkaha Chakshushi Datva Jagama Gadim Uttamam. They all went to Uttama land by giving their own Swamamsham Dattau Pakshi. So Pakshite Dattau, you have given that in your forefathers, they have given their Swamamsham to Pakshi. And Alarka, there was a Raja Rishi called Alarka who gave his Akshi. Sagaraha Samayam Kritvane Velam Ativartate Samayam Anritam Karshi Purva Vrittam Anusmare. Purva Vrittam Anusmarane. What is beautifully he says again, Valmiki pours in these sargas upama. Sagaram samayam kritvane. It will not cross. Velam ativartate. Sagaram will not. Velam means border, the bank. Sagara will not cross the bank, even though how much floods happen. Very rarely. That too, it's not for a long time. Sagaram samayam kritvani velam avivartate. The ocean does not cross his border. So Raja should not cross the dharmic border. Samayam ma anrutam karshi. Don't do wrong thing. Anrutam karshi. Don't do anrutam, anrutam. Don't do wrong things. Purva vrittantam arusmaran. You remember your forefathers. Purva vrittantam arusmaran. Satvam dharmam parityajya ramam rajye abhishicyacha. Okay, if you do this, I'm giving you a warning. Satyam, tvam, dharmam, paritijya. If you give up dharma, ramam, rajya, abhishaichayat. So if you are going to, against my wish, if you are going to make Rama now the crown prince, saha kausalyaya nityam, nityam rantumichyasidam durmate. So then she says, you are given up dharma, so you are not my pati, you are a durmati man. She says, durmate. So you are going to give away dharma, satyam dharmam parityajya. Then she says, I know why you are doing. Saha kausalyaya nityam rantumichasi. You want to enjoy with love and affection with Kausalya. That's what you are doing because I am going to give my life. Threatening. Satvam dharmam parityajya ramam rajye abhishicchaya. Saha Kausalyaya Nityam. Nityam, daily you want to enjoy life with Kausalya. That's what you are doing. Sava Kausalyaya Nityam Rantumichasi ye durmate ye mood. Rantumichasi ye beautiful sarga. So bhavat dharmo va satyam va yadi va anrutam. Whether it is dharma or adharma, I don't care. Whether it is true or untrue. Bhavaha, bhavati, adharmo, dharmo va. Whether it is dharma or adharma, I don't care. Whether it is true or false, I don't care. Satyam va yadi va nritam. Whether it is false or true, I don't care. Yatvaya samsrutam makhyam tasya nasti vyatikrameti. If you should not vyatikrama, you should not change from the two house you go. Whether you think it is dharma, dharma, whether it is true or whether it is maya, I don't care. You deliver your two house. Bhavate adharmo dharma va satyam va yadi va anritam yatvaya samsrutam makhyam yasyaya samsrutam makhyam. You have given it. You are given to me. Samsrutam yatvaya samsrutam makhyam tasya nasti vyatikrama. You cannot vyatikrama. You should not change that. Give it to me. Aham hi vishayam adyaiva pitva. Aham visham adyaiva pitva. If you do that, immediately I will drink visha. Aham hi visham adyaiva pitva bahutavagrataha pashyataste marishyami ramo yad abhishityate. I will not live to see Rama crowned. Ekam api pashyayam yadyaham Rama Mataram. I won't even see one time now Kausalya Rama Mataram. You make this, she will get all the power. I will not see. Anjalim pratigrinnantim sreyo nanu mrityir mama. So what she says? So she says, I cannot see Kausalya receiving salutations from everybody. Anjalam pratigrinnantim sreyaha nanu mrityir mama. It will not happen, so I will take my life. Bharatena atmana chaham shapete manujadipa. You take shapat on Rama, I am going to take shapat on Bharata. Bharatena atmana bharate. My son, Bharatena atmana chaham shapete manujadipa yata nanyena tushyeyam vrute Rama vivasanati. If you are not sending Rama vivasanati, if you are not sending Rama to the forest, this is going to happen. So, this is so eventually, the third time Murcha we saw, the fourth time Murcha is going to fall prey, and then he's not going to get up. So then people say to his ears that Rama has gone to, what is it? Rama has gone to the Vana. So what did she say? Sunahu prana priya bhavati jika dehu eka bhara bharatya hi tika. So what I want to do is compare here. Tulsidas also puts the priority to Bharata Abhishechana. Sunahu prana priya bhavat jika. Ye prana priya, she is using sweet words. See, Kalidasa only makes a twist to make it more dramatic. We should see some Chaupahi and Doha of Tulsidas and then we'll call it a day. Sunahu prana priya bhavat jika dehu ek bara bharata hi tika. Tika, bharata ko tika. usko tika no, usko makut. Mangavun dusara bharakara jori, paravahu nata manoratha mohi. I'm going to listen, wait. Mangav, I'm going to ask the second one, mere manorath pur kijiye. Second also you pure kiriye. Tapasa besha biseshi udhasi chaudah barasi ram banavasi. What a beautiful flow. Tapasa besha biseshi udhasi. He should be udasi. He should leave everything. He should be an ascetic. Chaudah barisa ram banavasi. You see, Valmiki and Tulsidas have the same line. So Valmiki says the first thing as a mata Kaikeyi wanted was Bharatabhishekam. Whereas Kalidas makes it as Chaturdasha Vanabhejanam. Is what Kalidasa's view. Tapasa besha biseshi udasi chaudah barisa ramu banabasi suni mridu vachana bhupa hiyam soku. Suni mridu, she was infusing these words in a mridu vachana. Suni mridu vachana bhupa hiyam soku. Drenched him in soka. Sasikara chauvata bikala jimikoku. Beautiful. I told you why I picked this. Because to show Valmiki, Kalidas and Tulsidas all have become poets here. So what he says, when this words mridu vachana, but paramadharuna vachana in covered, the flavor was sweetness. When he drenched this Dasaratha, he became like a Chandra Pakshi. He became like a bird struck by lightning. Sasikara chauta bikala jimikoku. Koyal. As if Koyal was struck by a lightning, Dasaratha was struck by lightning. Sasikara chuata chunna. So Avad me chuata. Sasikara chuata bikala jimikoku. Jimmy mane small. Jimikoku. So this is the first thing he became. So it was not possible. Then he says, he keeps, then I told you, he's trying to convince that drama Tulsidas captures. Mate hata mudi dohu lochan. He hits his head with his hand. Mate hata mudi dohu lochana. Tanu dhari sochu laga janu sochana. Tanu jari sochu, he was anger. Sanujari sohu and anger. Mora manorata suratarupula. It's like suratarupula uprooting the tree. Dasaratha is uprooted like a tree, Taru. Mora manorath. His manorath. What was the manorath for Dasaratha? To see Rama crowned. That was uprooted. More mera. Dasaratha speaks in the Atmane Pada. Mora manorath surataru. Surataru means ever fruiting. Karpaka vriksha. Like that you take it. Surataru. Surataru mane karpara vriksha. Tarupula bharata karini jimi hatevu samula. So beautiful. It should be Chaupai. Okay. So if that's the case, Dasaratha's aspirations were all uprooted. What did we say? Valmiki says Vishavyali. She was like a female serpent. Right? And then she was like, Dasaratha was like a female deer caught by a female tiger. Here he says, his manorathas were uprooted like the root of the tree, as if Hathi came and then uprooted the tree. You see, Karini mane, female elephant. Bharata Karini, Jimmy, Athevu Samula. Like that it has uprooted the entire forest, these female herds of the elephants. So mate hata mudi dohu lochana tanudhari sochu laga janu sochana mora manorata suratarupula bharata karini jimi hate usamula. So I refreshed my avadi thanks to this say, what did he say? Shwakukulanam. So Valmiki says, as you are going to uproot. So Tulsidas brings that. This my Manoratha has been uprooted by this wicked Hathi, who is nothing but Kaikeyi. So that is going to uproot this Ichwakula. The same thing Tulsidas captures. Avada Ujari, Kinhi Kaikeyi, Avada Ujari. You are going to uproot this Avad, this Ayodhya Raj. You see, the Ekakantaha. So Tulsidas or Valmiki are Ekakanta. They only speak what is. Somewhere they may change. But most of the time, the bhava and the artha and the gopya of both Valmiki Ramayan or Tulsidas will be same. So he brings that. That means he would have read Valmiki Ramayan. Avadha Ujari. What did we start? We start saying that Ichwaku Kulanam. You are going to uproot the Ichwaku Kula. Same thing. He says, Avadha Ujari. You are going to uproot. Avaja Udari ki. Why are you doing this, Kaikeyi? You will be named as an uprooter of Avadha. Deen hisi achala vibhati ke nai. Why are you doing? Deen hisi achala vibhati. Why are you doing this vibhati with path? Why are you creating this with the path? Now, see, beautiful. What Valmiki invokes the story of Shibi Chakravarti. See, Tulsidas does it. Sibhi dadichi bhali jo kucha bhasha. He uses, Shibi he uses, then he gives the story of Dadichi, who gave his backbone for Indra to create Vajrayudha, and then Bali Chakravarti, knowing that he is going to be cheated by Vamana, he gave the entire land. All these people are forefathers of you. Why are you not seeing that? Don't you understand their Bhasha? Bhasha mane way of living. So, Sibhi dadichi bhali jo kuchu bhasha tanu dhanu tajevu bhajana punaraka. They kept their word. Thanu, Danu, both, they gave everything. Shibi, Dadichi, our Bal. What they said, they did by giving their Sharira. Thanu, Dhanu mane Shibi Chakravarti gave his Thanu. And then this guy, Bali Chakravarti gave his Rajya. So, Thanu, Dhanu, Tajevu, Bachana, Punara. They kept their word. Bachana, Punaraka. Ati Katu, Bachana, Kahati, Kaikeyi. Kaikeyi put this axe. Now you are a dharmic Raj, follow what your forefathers did. Ati katu bhachana kahati Kaikeyi manavulona jare paradehi. So karke mano jal mein par namak kya kare? So it's like she put this as if this will go and etch into the minds of Dasaratha, as if the salt gets dissolved in water. Manavulona jare paradehi. Beautiful. So, Shibi dadichi balijo kuchu bhasha tanu dhanu tajevu bachana punaraka atikatu bachana kahati Kaikeyi manavulona jare paradehi. So you say this, then Tulsidas, this will be one virama, I suppose. Then Tulsidas brings this. It's dharma. So if dharma has to happen, this kind of adharmic act has to happen to protect dharma. Dharma durandara dhira dhari nayana ugare rai. You now say you are a dharma durandara. Dharma durandara dhira dhari nayana ugare rai. Sirudhuni linhi usasa asimare si moha kutaye. Dharma. You have to say that you are going to be a palak of dharma. Keep dheeraj karke. So you open your eyes. Hey mood, your eyes are closed. Now open. Dharma durandara dheeradhar nayana ugare rai. You open your eyes now. You have to fulfill your vows. So open your eyes. So that means you now come to senses. Sirudhuni linhi usasa asimare si. She put the knife. So she says, then he says, she just hit Dasaratha. So it was such that she used this sharp knife, which are nothing but the words, to remind that Raja, you should be a Dharmavad, you should be a Dharmavadi. So she hit him where Dasaratha cannot come back. He is going to go in permanent state of trance. So, Pavamana sutudu patu padara vindamulaku ninama rupamulaku nitya jaya mangalam. What did he say? Satyena lokan jayati. Dharma. You see this sarga or you read the Chaupahi and Doas in Ayodhya Kanda by Goswami, they all only talk about dharma. She reverses the dharma. He is dharmic king, he slipped away, then she is invoking dharma to get a negative benefit of it. What was the negative benefit? Nobody can explain better than Kalidasa. Vaidhe, vidhava ke palam sriyam. So the fruit she is going to get with all the acts is nothing but her widowhood. ఓకే. పవమాన సుతుడు పటు పాదార విందములకు నీ నామ రూపములకు నిత్య జయ మంగళం. మంగళం కోసలేంద్రాయ మగనీయ గుణాబ్దయే చక్రవర్తి తనూజాయ సార్వభౌమాయ మంగళం. మంగళాని సంతు. శుభం.